Hello, happy Monday. Monday is always a favorite day for people who run a business. It can be a crazy day where everything has to be taken care of, and if you receive any emails, you get a lot of them to deal with. So, I wanted to start this week because we're getting closer to summer, and I wanted to give you some advice on how to manage the summertime that is coming around the 21st of June. Depending on where you're located in the world, it could be the 20th, but we'll go with 21st as a reference. And the reason being is sometimes how we handle certain event or certain situation can make a difference in our lives on the long run. And since I am a strategist by definition, what I do for my clients, I basically can see what's coming up and how they could enhance certain situation or make certain situation happen depending on the knowledge I'm sharing with them, so that they can really create a much better outcome in what they wish in life. And it's about timing. Synchronicity is also about finding out certain things that maybe are not obvious or are hidden from them. And sometimes it has to deal with making better choices, because sometimes the best choices are not automatically the most obvious one. So that being said, I'm going to jump right in, and if you happen to come across this video while I am doing it live, please don't hesitate to say hi. However, it is meant to be recorded so that you can comment on the video below in the comment section if you have anything to add to this. So the first thing I would say is we are still in a very uncertain period, which means that we have a mixtures of energies, positive, negative, that are fighting each other, and sometimes the dark side wins, sometimes the bright side wins, like Star Wars in some ways. And the question, of course, is how to be handling those energies to our best. And the advice here is very interesting because it shows that we have to stand still. In order to be able to have a good sense of observation, sometimes we have to read, basically pay attention to our surrounding, pay attention to what we're hearing, but not automatically react to it or make some big decision right there on the fly, because it could be decision based on false observations or situations that have been shared that are not accurate. So it's very important to stand still, let that energy, like a thunderstorm, this kind of electrical energy, kind of bounce in and out, and basically look into what you want to achieve that is maybe connected with a new stream of income or increasing your financial situation or welcoming greater prosperity in your life by only making it about you and the path you're on. So it's going to be maybe offensive to some people to not be about the collective and others, but sometimes we have to look at where we're at on the map of life. And so while you are asked to basically stand still and not make any decisions, react to anything, what is important is to look into who you can talk to, who you can reach out to, who you can have a conversation with, as well as what type of group of people can you have a reach out to that could be actually a good, positive opportunity for you to maybe discuss about project, maybe get some new clients, or to bring some people to you that you can do work with that could be very positive for financial reason. So I think that until the end of June, this is what we need to do. Officially, once we pass the 21st, we are in summer. So this will be a way to do our transition, to be a little bit more active as we go into July. But for now, my advice is that you stand still, Zen, and that you follow an intuitive input that is rested and centered. You can't listen to the noise. You have to listen from within. So if you feel like, I need to call so-and-so, I don't know, I have a feeling that, I would like to know more about this person, where they're at, how they've been doing, pick up the phone and call them. You may be pleasantly surprised of the interaction you're going to have. You may be very happy by the time you have finished this interaction with what has transferred during the conversation, and be able to bring some positive here, some energy that will energize you, make you feel better. Because the reality is, with this kind of conflicted energy, it tends to bring people down. They feel more depressed, more unstable, people act irrationally, so it's very important to be able to have that positive energy that is happening when you exchange something of value with somebody else. Now, what happened when we go on past 21st of June? What is the advice for that period? We enter July. Now, they are again asking you to focus on your social network. Why? Because you're going to receive an opportunity to be invited to certain event, to certain gathering where you're going to meet new people. Now, the idea again is, when we are attending certain things that are social in nature, we meet people by definition. We may go to a place that is, by definition, welcoming the public. Even if it's a small gathering, you may be surprised to see people you have never met before. So what's the outcome of that? It could be that you meet people who are in the field or have interests that are connected with yours, or you had something in your wish list and you're like, oh, I met somebody who is doing something very interesting, and I have asked a bunch of questions to this person, and I thought it was really interesting and made me feel like maybe I could do this. It also is a way to cut the anxiety so that you can act instead of procrastinate. Sometimes when we meet people that have some answers or some insights onto things that we may not know much about, it gives us some feeling that we can learn, we can do this, and then we can initiate certain steps to get to fulfill that desire. So this could be, July could be a very good period to kind of find like-minded people that you can kind of either associate yourself with socially, but maybe even on a business level. It's also a good period to meet people who are different. Not who you are as a profile, but different than you. It could be in age, it could be in socioeconomics, it could be people who have a different lifestyle than you do. And that, again, could give you a sense of, wow, okay, I want to know more how you did your journey, because maybe something's going to click in my mind and make me feel like I could do this. Of course, sometimes plans are not things that we can manifest, within a week or two. Maybe sometimes those plans take years in the making. But as long as we are inspired, and this is part of our wishes, we tend to little by little work toward that goal. And if we find people who are ahead of the game, we can benefit from their experience. We can learn from what they have done, the mistakes they have done, and be able to maybe get it done faster. So the concept here is to find people that inspire you, that give you this kind of emotional push. And then by the time we get to August, we're going to start to be more selective to the people we have in our groups of connections. Friends, acquaintances, social media friends, whatever you want to call all that. And we're going to start to trim the tree. It means that there are certain things that are going to happen at that time where you may say, I don't like what this person is doing. I just don't understand the entire, what this person is coming from. It's not my cup of tea. And so you may decide to cut off some people, or to decide to kind of reduce the number of people you connect with to the one that really have shown their positive influence in your life in some way, shape, and form, so that you get rid of the people who tend to be bullying you, emotionally kind of stressing you, people who seems to, get on your case every time you say something. That is what you're going to have to do in August, is kind of slowly. And if it means you have only 10 friends and you have reduced to 2, then it means you reduce to 2, because it means the 8 others were basically living off your energy, and not it was not an exchange that you felt was beneficial to you. So ultimately what's happening this summer, as we're going to go now into September, is that we are swapping our energy level when it comes to our relationships by probably gathering people who have a higher vibration level. We're going to get rid of the people on a lower level, and we're going to be able to feel much better emotionally and in terms of frequency, so that we can keep our focus on what we want to manifest, because that's going to be the key here. And ultimately, why this is happening, because you're going to say, what's the ultimate purpose, without being too metaphysical on the practical level? It means that you may enter a month of September is going to be extremely busy, where you have several things that you have to manage at once. And that may take a lot of your time, a lot of your mental energy. And it's very important to have this backup where you can always call somebody and say, hey, how are you doing? How are things for you? And the person's going to say, how are you doing? And you're going to say, listen, I'm in the middle of things. I'm trying to do this and this and that. It's challenging. And the person may say, it's funny because I know somebody, or I have been coming across with some information that you may want to check out. And you may say, oh wow, great, fantastic, because actually I was wondering how I will manage this specifically. So suddenly that higher vibration group that you have cultivated for 3 months is giving you what you need to be as efficient as you can, particularly if you have multiple things you are manifesting or creating at once. And this was the key. That entire 3 months was to give you the support you needed to move forward. Because at the end of the day, what's going to make you be in a better place in life will be what you are going to be intuitively being pushed to do, guided to achieve. That is, yes, supposed to make things better in your day-to-day life, but ultimately sometimes, like I said, those materialization do not happen overnight. They can be an investment in time and energy, and you want to be able to do the marathon. You're not here to do a sprint. Anybody can sprint, but you need to be able to sustain time, because the universe doesn't completely work with calendar, doesn't understand April, May, June. It only works by vibrational cycle. And then you have, very similar to biorhythm in many ways, where you have to have some synchronicities before it manifests something that you were thinking of, that you wanted. And so the idea here is that we are preparing ourselves right now to adjust our energy so we can get the intuitive support we need, the guidance from a higher vibration, so we can have the stamina to keep it going until it can manifest. So some of you may see a manifestation by the time we get to September, October. You may say, my wish came true. I got this project done, and give me all that kind of very, very positive feedback. And for some of you, you may say, I got closer. I can see it in the horizon. I still have a little while more to go, but at least you will feel pumped to complete it, to see it all the way to the end. And that's what I wanted to share with you today, because it is an energy right now that we are swimming in that is extremely detrimental to our ability to hope and to still manifest what we are here to do. This entire society we're living in right now is about taking a certain group of the population and make them feel like this is the end of the world, their world, versus it may be a change in the world, and that is something that happens on a regular basis every few decades, but it's not the end of your world, because your world can always change. It can change from outside situation, but you can also change it from the within. And so the concept here of you are as rich as the people you know, it's not so much in dollar sign, because dollars, as you know, go up and down, and it inflate and it devalue, and so if it's only based on numbers, most of us are not going to be happy. But it is about what you're able to experience in the moment, and with who, and how these people and yourself can go along to achieve a life that you feel is emotionally fulfilling, and that's the key. So this was my little Monday pick-me-up for the next 3 or 4 months. Summertime, right? So it's not all going to be about vacation, but you never know. When you go on vacation, you meet new people. So again, nothing about vacation is wrong. Just understand that any big decisions for now as we speak needs to be kind of be put on the pause button until we reach the end of June, just because what's going on is too uncertain, and it's too much fluctuation to even validate your decision on the short term. So you make a decision that happened to look like it was the wrong one, and it was not the wrong one. It was implemented at the wrong time, because the fluctuation was such that it gave you a feedback that is not a reflection on the long-term future. So that's why I'm saying, if you are planning to make some big, huge decision, don't do them, or at least talk to me, book a session, and I'd be happy to look at it and be able to kind of support you if this is a huge, situation. I have clients of mine were able to make some very fruitful changes a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. But today is a little bit different than 2 months ago. So if you are not sure, if you're feeling a little bit anxious, and you want to act, but now I'm telling you not to do anything, and you want to have something that is personalized to you, go to my website, sylviesteinbach.com, and you can read about me, but also what I do. You can really look into my body of work, and you can book yourself to have me one-on-one with you to help you out. So I really wish you a great week. Take your time, slow down, center yourself, let your intuition speak, and let all that stormy weather pass, at least for another 3 weeks, until we officially reach summer. Okay, I hope this was useful. Please take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.